My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's morning call. It is 8:20 something or other. Like I just said before, it's Thursday, and the futures are up about 25 to 30 handles. Yesterday, I think the market did a decent job absorbing the downside pressure. There's a lot of downside pressure. I think the S&P futures are down 65 handles. We wound up going green. It was a really good day trade. A lot of things went red to green, which is part of our strategy, or one of our strategies. It's what I like to do because it gives us points of reference in the first 5, 15, 30 minutes, and then when things go green before other things, you have gauges on where the power is, and boom, turns into a good morning trade. But things kind of faded in the afternoon. To me, it was really not that compelling to say, hey, I need to take all this risk overnight, long or short. So I'm coming in pretty flat-footed now with a lot on, so I have to figure out how to make some day trading money just like everybody else. We do have some ranges, and we'll figure out, does the early strength hold or does it fade? In Europe, the macro news was, weaker than expected numbers as, the central banks are doing their job. They're trying to bring in asset prices. They're trying to bring in demand, and that's what, that's how you control inflation, right? Can't have everything you want. So anyway, the question is, the word is, are we going to have a soft or hard landing? Some believe more of a hard landing than soft landing, but at this point, we'll go day by day. And if you look here at the chart of the SPYs, here was your doji low from last Friday. A nice gap up on Tuesday, which I think a lot of us took some risk on. So yesterday, on Tuesday, you got paid trimming into some strength. Yesterday, you got paid buying a little bit of a dip to go green. And now today, we'll see what happens here. What I was saying before is I feel like the bullish sequence, the bullish narrative we have here is, can the SPYs hold 370, go sideways for another session or so, and can we break above this 378.72 and work its way to fill this gap up to 390? That's like the whole bullish thesis. How long does it take? Does it take 2 days? Does it take till the end of the quarter? Does it take to the end of the quarter in new flows? All things that we don't know, which we're going to find out step by step. That's the active bullish sequence for those who think we could have some kind of bounce into quarter end. How is it going to happen? We have to figure that out. If you look right now at the SPYs are pretty much in the middle of the range, okay, which is right here. So 376.63. Oops, what just happened? When I lose my chart? Let's see. Get rid of this. This is, bring this down, bring this back up. All right. Oops, no, sorry. Real time, boys and girls. So just go back to the chart here. Okay, so there's a SPY. So, right now the SPYs are 376.64. So we're below yesterday's high of 378.72. We're above 370, so we're smack in the middle. So when you're smack in the middle of a candle, if you fade, you have to fade versus whether it's a 5 or 15-minute high if you think we're going to go from green to red. Like yesterday we went red to green. Do we go green to red? Or does the early strength hold? And then is there enough, power to push a little bit? Today is Thursday. There's not really a catalyst. There's no real reason for us to just have a big day up. So we'll see if we can hold the digest a little bit and then create a better pattern to maybe then take that out. But we'll see. The Qs, you could say the same thing. Qs at least showed a little bit more power yesterday. I focused on the Qs yesterday to go from red to green. I made some pretty good money buying the Qs because the Qs didn't have oil in it. And yesterday oil was down a lot, so I figured there'd be some pressure on energy and maybe some money can go to the Qs. And we were buying the Qs down 2.5 and they went green up 2 and change. It was a great trade. Unfortunately, I didn't take the Qs home with me because I just didn't see the reason to do it. But anyway, so you have 283 and 285, and this is yesterday's low. So if this wants to, be strong, which it's stronger because if you look here, just so you know, this was the prior low. Okay, this going across was your prior low in the Qs, and that prior low was 280. So the Qs had enough power to get to 283 and 285 below or back above the May 20th low. If you look at the SPYs, okay, the SPYs had that same low at 380.53. It hasn't had the power. So that doesn't really mean much except for energy, which was really strong, had a pullback. So some of the money that left energy went to some of the beam down sectors because people viewed it as more of a bargain, and that's why also you saw some divergences and some relative strength in the small cap bios and ARC. So we'll get to that. But either which way, so will the Qs play some catch up and also get above the May 20th low the way the Qs did? We'll see. If the Qs continue to lead, it could probably drag that up, especially if energy gets a bounce, et cetera, et cetera. Here's 286, 83, and here's your gap pivot right there, which is 294. If the SPYs already get to, just say, 381 to test that gap, or 390, that correlates to where the Qs are. We did make some good money in XBI. XBI, for the first time this year, did not lead the market lower. The XBI actually showed a little relative strength, made higher lows to 61.78, while the SPYs and the Qs made new lows. So that was why I've been long the XBI pretty much since last Friday, and that's paid me somewhat well. I'm a little bit smaller. Why? Because you had 1, 2, 3, 4 up days into resistance, got me smaller. So we'll see. Maybe I trim a little bit into this up opening, and then we'll see if this takes us out. If the S&P is going to go to 38 or 3,900, then there is a chance. You say there's a chance that the XBI could work its way back towards this prior low area, which would be right around the 100-day. Is that the 100-day? Yes, that would be the 100-day, which is 80. So that'd be another nice move there. I'd love that. But if you look here, low, higher low. So when the XBI was making a higher low, the SPYs are making a low. So that was something different there, because for 15 months, the small cap bios led the market lower, the same way ARC led the market lower. So ARC also gave a little bit of opportunity. I didn't really focus on ARC. I played a few names within it, kind of. I played SoFi for a bounce and a few things for a bounce. But anyway, so now the question is, if this market bounce is going to continue, where could ARC go? And I would think, somewhere into this area. And some of you guys are like, well, wait, we already had a bounce. You want to look at the chart of ARC and you want to tell me you already had a bounce? Not really. This is your weekly chart. Look how high it was, where it broke the ascending channel, where it broke the inside range, had a bear flag, bear flag. So all I'm saying is maybe this could go to 46-ish, which seems like a lot to ask for, doesn't it? The low here is what? This, yeah, 46-ish. So if you are playing ARC to the upside, just make sure you know where 46-ish is. And we've seen a bounce to the 8-day prior. Tried to get through it a few times and couldn't hold it. So maybe this time, it's a big if, ARC's going to act better, and if we're going to have something sustainable for more than a few days, there's a chance it could even get up towards 55. Ooh, this is 160. All we're saying is can get to 50. So just trying to draw levels. All right, easier bounces right here. That would be something a little bit more significant. And this was macro support down here. So again, just because it had a 2-3 day bounce, don't start shorting this thing too early. Just because it's been working for a year, sometimes things change a little bit. XLE changed, right? XLE gave you a sell signal after a doji close. We had a doji close up here. Sell signal when it broke below, another sell signal when it broke the ascending channel, and lo and behold, that was your corrective phase. We've been through corrective phases, or we've been there when stocks lose special status and lose momentum, and tried to guide you through this one. Hopefully I got you guys out of the way, because by the time it was up here, everyone in the world said energy names are the best ones in the world to be in, and then that had to happen. So we'll see. I would think if this wanted to bounce, if 74, this is 74.67, which it could get to. This is yesterday's high, and it could even get to, this is what? This is 77-ish, and then the moving averages are right here. So this will be like a wall of resistance if it tries to bounce back up to that. I would think most energy stocks probably put their high. I guess I can't see the high end for the year. We'll see how they react to earnings, which will be explosive, but that's a July story. We're not quite there yet. Oil lost momentum also. I showed you when this bearish engulfing candle happened, and then if you got out of the way there, maybe yesterday you saw an opportunity buying versus a low. At this point, oil is up a little bit this morning. So if that's the case, we'll see where does the bounce go to. to see if it can continue. As it looks right now, it looks like something came out at 8:30 maybe. The SPYs are a little weaker, so that makes me feel better, like I'm not missing something. Here's the USO. I probably had the 8:30 number that came out. USO, no, that's not the USO. USO. What's oil doing right now? USO. Oops, I don't know why I just did that. I'm looking in the wrong. One more second, guys. I'm sorry. So we go here, USO. Usually I have my platform up. I don't have time to put my platform up. So
it's up 0.5%.
Yeah, USO is up 25 cents. Down 317, up 25 cents. Not the most compelling bounce. So to me, it would be really good if he could stay below this 82 to 84 area and then wind up breaking yesterday's lows and really confirm the fact that energy could have changed. Because if energy changes and oil gets below 100 and this and that, that'll help the whole inflation picture. I'm not saying that the Fed's going to change its tune, but at least a little bit of pressure off of America, including me and you and Nick and Joe and Brian. Right? Nobody likes spending $100+ to fill their tank up in oil. You know, at a ceasefire or a negotiation in Russia-Ukraine in a week or so, that would also help. And that's something that might turn into a little bit of a better narrative. But anyway, now the longer it stays below 82, the better it is for the world. Unless you're pumping gas and oil and selling it. I'm sure those guys in Dubai are having some fun. You ever been to Dubai? Me neither. I heard it's fun. One day. But anyway, so let's go to the major names that we play. I feel like yesterday the market lost momentum when that news came out about the Shanghai factory that it's closing for 2 weeks in July. Some say no, it's not 2 weeks. It's only 4 days, and Tesla is up a little bit this morning. I think this is big key to the day. It's only up 2 now. So it's at 710.50. If Tesla were to go red and break below 701 and continue to be rejected into this area, the downtrend area, it's not going to be good for the overall tape today. Meaning, just what I said yesterday, there's no real leadership in tech. You have some names acting better than others. You have some things giving you better ways to tactically approach it, long and short. But ultimately, if you don't have some names providing some kind of FOMO, it's hard for anything to bounce. And right now, Tesla's the poster child for growth. And, if they're going to be laying people off and talk about how their gigafactories are burning cash, I don't see how people are going to get so excited here. But anyway, it's up 3. We'll see what happens here. I'm not looking to short it or be long. I'm going to watch it. It would be nice if it could hold here for a day or two. And then if it were to get through this price and hold above it, hey, maybe there's a nice deep downtrend trade. I love to buy something when it breaks a downtrend with shorts have to cover and you get an explosive move and you can hold it for a few days. Hasn't happened yet in a while. It happened here. Remember this downtrend line that was in there? And it broke above it and then created this awesome move for 2.5 weeks, which helped my year. I made most of my money in the first quarter because of that. Unfortunately, I'm not a great short. I could have made a lot more money shorting that, but it's not the dog. I try and do a little bit of this and that. But anyway, we'll see how it holds up in there today. I think Apple's another, clue for the day because Bernstein came out with a note saying pretty much what I've been saying for a little while, that I don't understand how numbers aren't coming down because everybody got a new iPhone during the pandemic. If everyone was getting free money and they didn't have money, like I'm getting an iPhone, and then those who have it, I don't think are in a rush. And then you'd have China closed. 20% of Apple's sales come from China, and they were closed for 3 months of the year. So to me, Apple has been something to be careful with, and it hasn't been special. So for today, the question is, with Bernstein lowering estimates, is Apple going to sell off, or do people realize that? So Apple right now is only up 75 cents. So you can't get too bearish if Apple holds above 133. Right there. An inside day would probably be okay, but I'm not in a rush to short it, and I'm not in a rush to buy it. I'll watch it for sentiment. If it goes red, chances are the SPYs and the Qs aren't going to hold up, and we're going to have another, kind of floundering day within this range or not, which is fine. We needed another inside day anyway. Microsoft's a little bit better than Apple. Similar thought though, can it hold up? Will it go sideways? And then after time, can it get above 257 to fill this gap? which again, these are the type of trades we're looking for. You know, it's not that exciting. I do think Meta's interesting. You know, you had friggin' Kramer out pumping the hell out of it yesterday. It went up from down to up $1.50 because people from overnighting it were really short, so they had to cover. So you had this false buying, and then there was real selling, and it wound up making a new low in the year. And then yesterday, Zuck was on Mad Money, and they were talking about the metaverse, and it's going to be ginormous in the second half of this decade, which we're only in 2022, so 3-year time horizon. So we'll see. Anyway, what's Meta doing this morning? Meta is up a whole 33 cents. Imagine if Zuckerberg wasn't on TV with Kramer. Who knows what it would be doing. But anyway, if it goes red and it breaks below 155.44 and starts to continue to the downside, I'm sure that's not going to be good for sentiment, and that means probably things go from green to red. And you might even be able to play it that way. If you look at the weekly chart of Meta, it's been a leading indicator to the downside. So many different clues to be short, get out of the way, and it's, you know, and at this point, to me, I don't care what the PEs or this or that. It's been a sell here, a sell there. Couldn't even rally there at 190 break, and now it seems like it's on its way to this 123 to 137 area. But for today, if it can't rally today, then, you know, I would think the market's going to have a hard time holding. I'm not going to short it here just because, you know, I don't know. It's already a little oversold, and it could be a little bit of a trap. Now that it's done, maybe Zuck tells some of his friends, hey, buy it after my interview or not, or some of the funds that do still hold Facebook or whatever you want to call it, Meta. But either which way, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens here today. The problem with Meta is sometimes it kind of trades by a point. 1 hour it's strong, 1 hour it's weak, 1 hour it's strong, so there's not a lot of muscle memory. So it could look like it's weak, you know, in the first 10 minutes, then all of a sudden it reclaims 155.44 and doesn't pull in another penny, and you can be caught short thinking it was just weak. Or on the opposite, I've seen them do it on the opposite side too, where it's strong in the first hour and a half, shows a relative divergence weakness, and then it's weaker for the rest of the day. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. I am still in some Amazon from yesterday, not a lot. You know, I wasn't in it to start the day, but it went from red to green real early, and I was watching it, and it made good money. And now we'll see if it has an inside day. If it were to break below 107.02, I'd be out of it. Some guys are like, hey, does this look like a Head and Shoulders top hat in Red Dog? It could. I also think it's going to have a really, really hard quarter. You know, I told you I did my kitchen like a year ago, and I'm still waiting for a damn dishwasher. So not a lot of things out there to buy and sell, and plus the consumer's getting slower, plus gasoline prices higher. Not a good recipe for good earnings from Amazon. The question is it down enough? You know, if you look at the weekly chart, post earnings, this thing could be in the low 80s. You know, it also gave you ways on the weekly chart to get out. Double top, broke the 21 day, came and retested it, Red Dog reversal sell, came all the way down, broke the 200-day, rallied to the 200-day, got rejected there, and now this 101 is going to be a key support area moving forward. I would think that 101 area probably holds up until earnings that are in July, but maybe not. We'll see. But if we're going to go strong, stay a little stronger between now and the end of the quarter, you know, maybe this tries to hold inside here and then maybe take out 112. And I think the entire bullish thesis is perhaps you get a gap fill to 116 and then it goes lower. So we're trying to be surgeons here, guys. And in a tactical bear market, you have to be a surgeon if you're going to be long, and you also have to have some pretty good conviction to be short, because sometimes those short squeezes, you know, could scare the good Jesus out of you. You know what the good Jesus is? Try being wrong and staying wrong and being too big. It comes right out of you. But anyway, so that's really that. I do have some blue left over, and there was some news that they're doing an at the money offering, so it's down a little bit. If it's absorbed, I think it could be good. What happened was, on this big news, you know, whatever that FDA approval was, they have to have some money in order to get the trials going or whatever it is. So maybe it's good news. Either which way, I'm pretty small. You know, I did buy it just for a trade because I remember when this thing was, look at this. This was $150. This really was this was a friggin' $200 stock in 2018, and even sooner than that. Like it was literally, you know, in 2019, 100 and change. So, and I remember when it could do no wrong then. So kind of that's why my old memories of it got me back involved. So anyway, made a little bit of money. Now I'll see if it goes red to green. The reason why I knew that is because it used to be like the leader of CAR T technology, which MBIO is, is the tail that wags that dog. But meanwhile, imagine if we were doing what we did with Bluebird down, that would annihilate. Anyway, you're seeing a few little volume spikes and some better action here in Mustang. They got approval for one of their offering drugs. They have a bunch more things happening throughout the course of the summer. I do think with the 2 pieces of news that came out, the quiet period's over, so let's hope some members of the company are buying it to average themselves down, because that's what got us excited, that they're all buying it at 2 1/4, they're buying at 3 1/4, and lo and behold, it went to 60 cents. Again, it's not a trade, it's a long-term hold, and I apologize that it's on the alpha team. It just, I don't invest in individual stocks. My longer-term accounts, just funds, because of the conflict of interest. So it's there. You could ignore it, or you could be miserable like I am with it. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. If it's dictating the trade, you have too much. You shouldn't have that much. Anyway, let's move on. Crypto, Bitcoin, kind of hanging in there. There's a small chance that this low sticks. That this quick accelerated move that got negated holds here to take out 21 to see 23 or maybe 25. That's the entire bullish thesis for crypto, I think, in the next 2 weeks. Or it breaks this 19.5 and that was the bounce, and it goes lower, and so does the market. But if the S&P is going to get to 38 to 3,900, maybe into quarter end, maybe this can get to 23 to 25. They can continue this trade with 21.7 being the high of earlier, a few days ago. 19.5 is the low. You could do the same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum looks very similar. Ethereum actually acted a little bit better over the weekend, which was good to see, considering that it's been leading the entire crypto sector lower. So this too, broke below, came back above. I'll just magnetize this so you can see it. So the question is, is this your overthrow red dog reversal? It went to 879. I guess you could even move this up if you wanted to. Okay, and perhaps this wants to take out, what was this, 1193, to see where it broke down from here. So this is, perhaps where the bounce could go. Every time we've seen a bounce, it's gotten rejected into the 21-day. Last time you saw it with Ethereum was here and got rejected into resistance and then rolled over. Remember when it broke 1,700, I said it can go back to 1,000? Well, went to 879. So now we'll see, does this hold to retrace a little bit higher? Day by day, my friends. Either which way, it is Thursday. I hope everyone's feeling well. We'll see again, does the early strength hold? We have some clues to look at. We'll have ways to navigate it, and we'll continue to try and net money. And then June on a decent note, our quarter on a decent note, and then we got the second half of the year coming up. Lots of things to consider and do, and the only way you're going to be able to consider them and do them is if you can hang out, listen to your music, get prepared, and have the endurance to keep doing that. And how do you have the endurance to keep doing that? You have to like your environment in the morning and keep yourself happy and sane. Happy and sane. Very sophisticated terms. Good luck today, guys.